Right, in this clip we're going to be looking at the hooking punch. Hooking punch is when we're starting to transition into a closer range. So we've looked at long distance range strikes at this point, yeah, and we're going to bring in the first of the half range, half beat strikes. Okay, so when I'm looking at this technique, the easiest way of explaining it is because we're actually going to try and form the shapes of some letters in some of these techniques. This one will form the shape of an R, yeah? Well, there's nothing worse than seeing someone throw a hook punch and all of a sudden they go, that's a haymaker, it's not a hook punch. A hook punch is a short, tight movement that comes in, okay? I'll cover a very controversial point on it, is whether to go thumb up or thumb in. Quite a few clubs, especially boxing clubs and especially kickboxing clubs that have a very heavy boxing background, will go what we call thumb up. Me personally, out of the point of biomechanics, I do not use this method because it locks the bicep on point of impact. Yeah, all punches, including hook punches, are tricep formulated strikes. So I need my hand facing out. If you put your arm up and turn it thumb up, you'll feel your bicep ignite. If you turn your thumb in, you'll feel your tricep ignite. I'll get much more power out of it from the lat in the tricep at this point than I will do in here. What you may lose in wrist strength is counteracted by the straps on your glove and the fact that when you actually are fighting, you're going to have wraps on and enforced wrists. Okay, so don't worry about making sure your wrist is strong in a competition fight. It is strong by the use of the glove and the wrap. Okay, I personally and I teach all my fighters in the club to use thumb in. If they naturally use thumb up, I leave them with it. That's completely fine. That is acceptable. We're going to work off of the lead with the first one. So I'm going to do the rear as a completely separate one, as it's a completely different entity due to the hip movement. When I'm moving in on this one, we're going to use the same lower casement movement as we used within the jab, but just add a little bit more emphasis on it. The strike comes from guard and keeps itself tight. As I roll and twist over, I want my elbow to follow my knee and then for the hook to be exploded out. So whilst I'm in movement, the hook can pop out and come in. And if you have a look, it actually makes a very tight, short movement like an R in here, yeah? So as I move in, I'll pop, boom, and it comes straight out. I need to turn my toes so they're going at an angle of harmony, the direction that we're moving on. I need the elbow flat at point of impact, not on a 45-degree angle up, because if it's up, I'm going to lose some of my impact power on the continual movement of my elbow. Yeah, it's going to be lost here. I need this alignment to be straight. So that I pop in, shoot, twist and hit. Make sure this one stays tight in guard and that you have good posture again, that we're not leaning into it because you're leaning yourself out into uppercuts and hooks and knee techniques. Don't overreach it and send it too far. This is a halfway technique. It's not a full extension. So I'm not trying to hit him from here. I'm trying to hit him from here. Okay? So what I'm after here is making sure that you keep everything tight and moving in. It usually comes off of an uppercut or predetermined hook. So you need to make sure that your hips are aligned and then pop back and fire the technique off, driving from the toes and the hip through the elbow, through point of impact. Make sure that you bring this up and that elbow is nice and flat. Confirmation is correct. You'll lose power with your elbow here. Make sure it's up nice and high. So when we move in, step, tight guard, shuffle, 50-50 weight distribution, twist and strike and bring it back. Keep it short and back in again. This means that I can strike in and forward and use different techniques that I require very tightly, very quickly by shifting in and out of range and using long, medium and short range weapons. Okay, so with the hook punch once more from the side, we're going to move in, tight guard, in position, going to shuffle and strike, pop back in, shuffle, strike, back in the front, shuffle, strike, back in, shuffle, strike, back in. Shoulder comes up nice and tight, protecting the side of the head. This side of the head is protected nice and tight here. Yeah, so you can pull. If you're finding that you're struggling to get someone taller and it's giving you problems with the rotator, just raise the rotator. Don't change the angle and strike out. It starts becoming an uppercut, yeah, and it's not an uppercut, it's a hook punch. Make sure that it is hooking in, yeah. Like I said, play around with thumb in, thumb out, find what suits you best. personally, we found from our experience, for speed predominantly as well, thumb in works much more successfully. Practice your hook punches after your jab, cross and hook. Remember the shuffle in between, jab, cross and hook. So you're gaining distance. You've got to remember, I'm striking here, not here. I'm striking here, not here. Yeah, I've moved over this range. Yeah, there's no point in me throwing a punch here. He's not here. I need to move into his range and then fire the strike. Okay, a lead hooking punch.